People think that JK and Jimin have been intimate at the camp, and what's going on with this? We also have a video being deleted that is causing some controversy, and then we have a member of BLACKPINK actually addressing a rumor. So dumplings, it's safe to say, let's get into it. I want to talk about this one thing, but I do want to say that while this story right now is exclusive to BLACKPINK, it actually is something that affects a lot of K-pop idols and has affected the BTS members numerous times. And it's this idea that if one member of the group decides to release music or celebrate their birthday, then the other members of the group should be wishing that member a happy birthday or should be reposting their music video or whatever the big celebration is right away. Now, if the other members don't post that thing right away, then the community gets up in arms and says, oh, so-and-so member doesn't support this member. They hate each other, when in reality, so many things can be going on behind the scenes. For example, for a birthday, they could wish each other happy birthday privately. Also for me, I don't take it too personally when a friend or whoever forgets to say happy birthday, because I know that there are other obligations that they have. They're busy, they're doing their own thing. It's not the biggest deal. So this particular thing that I want to talk about today is this idea that Jennie had apparently released a song and all the other members of BLACKPINK had promoted the song or praised the song or shared it. And Lisa was the only one that hadn't gone around to it. Lisa then got a lot of backlash, with people even calling her several horrid names, saying how she's not a team player or that she is ugly because only the pretty girls of the group actually support each other. Just like the most horrible things ever. And so of course the community had been attempting to try to get her to say something or congratulate Jennie on her song or whatever it is that they wanted. I do want to say something as someone who is very much aware of the power of social media and aware of what a share could do. A share is not everything, especially when all the members are within the same group and potentially share a lot of the same people in their community, like fans. And what I mean by this is whether any of the members decide to share any of the members' songs, it makes not that big of a difference because of course the audience overlaps. But on top of that, it's not like people are unaware that the song is out. Most people in the community are aware that the song is out, and if they're not listening to it at that point, even if the other members decide to share it, probably wouldn't get them to listen to it. At least that's my opinion. And the other members sharing it wouldn't be them sharing it outside of the BLACKPINK community, if that makes sense. Now, the second thing that I think people hadn't considered is after all this backlash, right? Let's say Lisa was really busy. She genuinely just didn't have time. She generally just wasn't on social media, whatever it is, because not everyone lives on social media. And even if you do see them post, they could literally just be on social media to do that, and that's it, because that's their job. It doesn't mean that they're active on social media. It doesn't mean that they're constantly using social media. You can literally just hit post and ghost, and that's it. And if you're friends with a lot of people who are creative and are also constantly putting out things, they don't always tell you everything that they're putting out the moment they put it out. So sometimes the other members are finding out when that song drops at the same time we find out about it. And if you're someone like Lisa who may not be online constantly, then you might not know. But above all this, don't people in the community who are making a big deal about this, don't they feel like this is pointless? Because if you make a big deal about something like this, and then the artist you are attacking about this finally gives in and posts something about what you want them to post about, you have no idea whether they're posting about that thing because they genuinely want to, or if it's to get you guys off their back. And while of course I'm sure that the genuine reason is because Lisa wanted to post about Jennie, we have no idea now because there was this huge backlash and we have no idea whether she sat there and was like, oh my god, shut up, and then just decided to hit post for Jennie's video. Now what I can say is Lisa seems like a genuinely nice person, so I doubt she would be this upset or she'd be this angry, but as I said, we have no idea. And this is what happens when people go too far to get angry and cancel people for no reason, is that it actually ends up leaving people with more questions. Now, we will transition into a BTS-related topic, which is this idea that Jin has recently decided to delete a super popular song of his. If you don't remember, not too long ago, he released this song called Super Tuna. This was kind of a fun song. I believe it was just going to probably be a song that he expected to be an inside joke within the community. It was also around the time, I believe, Baby Shark was kind of getting really big, so I think it was his attempt to do something like that and something really cute and fun. He didn't want this song to be super big. His intention was that it was going to just be part of the community, and he didn't expect that people were going to meme it or go super viral. I mean, the video definitely got over 100 million views, so I'm sure several people outside the community probably saw it as well. People were very confused recently because he actually apparently deleted that music video as well as the song on streaming platforms and then just re-release Super Tuna, but like an extended version of it. People were definitely very confused about this because the original had so many streams, so people were wondering why he would just delete that as opposed to just posting the new one. And this is the part that I think most people genuinely just don't understand. I've mentioned this before, and I will continue to say this over and over again. The end-all be-all for an artist isn't always the shallow stuff that we think about. Let's be candid, let's be real. Of course, eyeballs and attention, that stuff matters to such an extreme degree, especially in entertainment, because there is this idea that more eyeballs you get on something, the more it sells or the better it is. A lot of people in entertainment play on this idea that if a song just gets more views, eventually someone's going to buy it. However, more recently, and more how things are going nowadays, is they don't look for someone who can necessarily go viral every single time. But they look for someone who, even if only gets 10 people to listen to their song, 10 out of 10 of those people will buy the album. And that to record labels is more important than spending $1 million to promote an artist, and then they only sell like 9 albums. But with that said, an artist also finds importance in their brand image. They also find importance in art being cohesive, and all of those things tend to be more important than just the view count of something. So many people who will get hundreds of millions of views on something, or even like tens of millions of views on something, but if they just don't feel like it resonates with them or that it matches who they are anymore, they will just delete it. And artists have done this so many times. Ariana Grande has done this, Dove Cameron has done this, so many artists have done this. And quick little plug here, if you do want to check out and react to fun K-pop moments with me as well as BTS moments, then make sure you check it out over on Patreon. There's a $1.95 tier where we react to all K-pop groups and pretty much anything that people would want to see and fangirl over and have a great time together. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check it out. Link is in the top of the description. Now, another hard transition into the next story, which is something about JK and Jimin. There's a lot of people who have been using this idea that JK and Jimin enlisted together in the buddy system to mean that they were romantically involved together. So there are several moments from their show, Are You Sure? And even several moments before then, just from like the fan cams and that sort of stuff, where people had already believed that the two were romantically involved. So of course, when the two were seen in a buddy system at the camp, most people were under the assumption that they were going as a couple, with some people even attempting to say that they were probably having romantic moments at the camp together. However, this has then led a lot of people into saying that JK or Jimin were breaking the rules, because not only is it, I believe, frowned upon in Korea to be gay, but I actually think it's more than that. Like, I don't think it's legal to get married there yet. But it's also probably very much illegal in South Korea in the military to be gay. The buddy system in the military was something that was meant to just be two people who are friends, who would prefer to be together because you're going to be there for 1.5 years and away from your friends and family. So if you did enlist with someone that you know, it can make the time go by a little bit easier. And that really just was like the whole point of that. Because the goal isn't to make you super depressed. Like, that's not what they're hoping to get out of you. But I will also say that this logic that JK enlisted in the buddy system with Jimin, and that meaning that they're romantically together, is very much flawed. Because there's still very much no proof that they were sleeping in the same bed together, or that they snuck out to be romantic with each other, or at any point, any sort of that stuff. And at this point, you would think that they would definitely have been caught doing something like that if they were romantically involved with each other. And would be very obvious if they were to do something like that, because it would be all over the news, because they would probably get kicked out of the military. Like, it's not legal. So this is just like one of those things where I feel like you have to kind of think about it and kind of think about the laws and all that sort of stuff to really realize what may be going on. This isn't to say that they are necessarily 100% not romantically together, but this is to say that at this point, if they were to be romantically together, it would not look good for them. It would make them look really bad, and they would likely get in deep trouble at the military. I don't know necessarily if they would decide to risk that, because that's pretty bad. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks. Just leave a comment right here. Love you. Bye.